Stephen A. Smith is running for president, guys. Watch him literally say as much.
By the way, this Sunday, I'm scheduled to be on This Week with George Stephanopoulos on ABC. And practically every other network is called. They're apparently taking it very seriously. So I have no choice but to do so.
There you go. I think he runs. I think he runs for sure for two reasons. Here are the reasons. When you start getting included in polling that, like you've seen Stephen A. he's been put in polling for 2028. When you see yourself get put in the polling for 2028, that shows, and it might just show like 1 or 2 percentage points supporting you. But when you see that, I think you look at that and you think, well, why not? Like, why not go for it? Trump did it. You can remember Trump did it. And I don't think Stephen A. Smith is a Trump, but I do think that Stephen A. Smith thinks that Stephen A. Smith is a Trump. Someone like him gets in his head that he could potentially make a run for the presidency. I think he's up for it. I think he wants to shake the party up a bit, the Democrat Party that is. And I don't think that leaves his mind very easily, especially if you're someone who's been on TV your whole life. However, if he were to be the Democrat nominee, and I don't think he would, but let's just play it out for a second, I think he loses big time to the Republican. And I'll tell you why. He is not socially conservative enough. Fiscally and economically he is. I think he would actually agree with a lot of Republicans on things. But socially, he's actually quite far off from what Americans want. And as evidence, I present to you a video of him talking about how he does not support the deportations that was from his show just this week.
Immigration, I'll tell you this right now. See, crazy as it sounds. Outside of the criminals, because we don't need lawless. First of all, lawless Americans should be in jail, and lawless people who ain't Americans should be out of the country. Outside of them, guess what I'm doing, ladies and gentlemen? I'm not throwing anybody out of the country. I'm not deporting anybody. You know what I'm doing? Outside of those criminals, I'm leaving others alone. But the border's shut down. Nobody comes in. Nobody. Until we get our house in order. For at least the first year. Shutting it down. Got a year, got to get our house in order. That's how I look at it.
By the way, about 62% of Americans support the deportations. I don't think that's going to change anytime soon. I think the backlash against immigration is baked into American politics right now. And I think policies like these are not going to go over well with Americans, what he's saying right there in that clip. And I would put a J.D. Vance or a Ron DeSantis up against Stephen A. Smith any day, and I think they'd be in a fantastic position to win, even though Stephen A. Smith is a celebrity and he's likable in many ways. I think somehow if Smith won the nomination for the Democrats, I think he would lose big time to the Republican. Did you know that you could be missing out on thousands of dollars this year? This year, 88% of filers for taxes are going to actually get a return of at least $3,000 back, but a lot of people are not filing thinking they're going to lose money, and they're actually leaving money on the table. And that's why I partnered with QuickTax America. QuickTax America has already gotten its average tax returner over $4,000 back from the IRS just this year. And unlike the other services, just because there's only a week left for you to file, they're not raising rates. All federal returns with them are only $69. It's a completely transparent upfront price because it's their only price, no matter how complicated your taxes are. QuickTax America, it runs dozens of simulations on your taxes to make sure they get you the biggest and most beautiful return possible. And all you got to do is upload your files, answer a few basic questions, and schedule a 15-minute finish your return call with a tax professional. They do all the rest of the work for you. So you have 6 days left until, or if you're watching it later, you might have less, until your taxes are due. Don't get fined from the IRS. Don't lose that massive return that you could get. Go check them out right now at quicktaxamerica.com, or you can go to the link in the description below. Thank you so much for watching, guys. If you haven't already, go down below, like the video, subscribe to my channel, and watch another video.